Hmm.
Talking while playing is Ni No Kuni. So, what do you get when you mix the brainchild of Studio Ghibli and level 5 creators of such things as Dark Cloud and Professor Layton? You get something that's pretty good. So I've had this game for about a few days, maybe about a week or so. I got it like the day after it came out. This game is extraordinarily hard to find, like crazy. So I went to 5 places. They didn't have it. I just said, forget it. I'm gonna download some PSN, and I'm not gonna deal with this goddamn bullshit anymore. So I'm about 25 hours in. I'm gonna try to avoid any major spoilers. But I feel like this game is tough because it's really almost every publication that I've seen that's tried to really play this game up and get people interested into it has had a really hard time choosing a vertical slice in order to show off. And I think that's because the beginning of this game is so front-loaded with story. It's really hard to, sort of show what makes this really interesting. So maybe 25 hours in, approximately halfway through, if you believe, what people are saying on the internet, this might be a little bit better to show off some of the more interesting stuff that happens. So, that being said, I've forgotten what I need to do. Oh, I know what to do. I need to go to... Ironically, in doing this, I need to go back to the first town in the game. So, this game has been pretty interesting. I've been saying, whenever I talk about this game, that it is aiming young. I think it's aiming very young. It's a Studio Ghibli joint, and they either go really mature or really young. You either get your Ponyo or your Nazca, and there's no real in between. Like, and that's not necessarily bad. That's kind of okay. But because of that, it does feel like there are a lot of moments where it's sort of being a little patronizing. This game doesn't really do a great job of treating the player like an adult, which is kind of a real shame. But again, it's, not every Studio Ghibli joint is going to be for adults. There's going to be, something for everybody. There's going to be something for everybody. And I find that, like, this game might be, well, so I almost want to say that this is a game that's more fun to watch than it is to play. However, upon saying that, I immediately just sort of heaved up and said, well, that's not quite true. I mean, this game is a JRPG. It's a JRPG-ass JRPG. And in being so, it falls into a lot of tropes that are kind of unfortunate. This game, more than any other RPG that I've played in a long time, has had, the bad habit of making you go to one... do I want to stick around here? Yeah, that's fine. I can stick around here. It makes you go from one story location to another story location just in order to trigger the story. There's nothing to do on the way. There's nothing... So let's put it this way. It makes you go across town in order to get a shortcut scene that says you need to go back to, let's say, the palace. And then you go back to the house for another quick cutscene that makes you need to go back to the outside of town again. It's a lot of needless busy work, and it's kind of unfortunate, especially since that this game has a side quest system, which I will show in a minute, because there's... Ooh, I want that. Because there's a lot of side quests in this game that do a really good job of making you explore and stay in the thick of things. But before we do that, let's talk about this game's combat. So, this game is the natural evolution of Pokemon. When Nintendo decides to finally go ahead and make a 3D Pokemon game for the Wii U or for whatever system that comes out in the future, it's gonna be this. It's a system where you go around, you fight random mobs, you can capture the random mobs. Yeah, it's fine. You can capture random mobs at a random position or a random position in time. Oh, am I gonna be able to get out of here? No. All right, I need to fly out of here. I need to fly out of here. I got a dragon. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing around because this is kind of a dangerous area. But yeah, it's all about catching them all and evolving them and feeding them and making them love you and doing all this and that and the other thing. Things that we've done in Pokemon for forever, but always in this same sort of restricted manner. Ni No Kuni is sort of like taking that idea and really like taking it to its next... Oh, do I need to go here? Oh, I guess I need to go here. Taking it to its next step. It's cool. I like it a lot. The only problem is that it's not as clean as a Pokemon game. And what I mean by that is there isn't... I know I play a lot of fighting games and I do a lot of fighting games on this show, but when I talk about balance and how balance can affect how you play a game, it's not just for fighting games. Ni No Kuni really doesn't feel like they spent time to take the 400 or so creatures that you can capture and evolve and all this stuff and sort of balance them against one another. Now, that doesn't rightly matter all that much. It's kind of okay. I'm going to... So, pausing on that note, right now I am going to take some of the overwhelming confidence that this random person has and put it in my emotional locket. Oh, but I can't because I'm already full up on all that stuff. Alright, so never mind. Going back to my original point, if there are a lot of points where it feels like if you get your team of 3 for each of your party members, you can really game it so that you're never taking any damage, and you can really... Where am I going? Oh, I need to go see Calphelia. All right, and you can... I'm just gonna hang out here for a quick second and explain this, but it feels like you can really get really far without experimenting with a lot of other mobs or other familiars. When you sort of fall into your comfort zone with a couple characters. Like, for example, let me show you the familiars I'm rolling with right now. I have had this guy since the beginning of the game, and I just never really got rid of him. So, like, my front 3 are all the characters that came with each of the my party members. So this guy, he just came with them. This penguin guy, I've evolved them a few times, but these are the ones that came. I just didn't want to move them out. And then as I played through the game, I found some other cool guys that I liked. But really, it's been sort of like I've been going based on how they looked until I got to this one, and I chose this level 3, and I don't really like this level 3, but whatever. But I've been going purely on visual, how the mobs look, how cool they look. Because I feel like, especially so with Oliver, between Mighty and my Percy, no, I can destroy everything in this game. Like, nothing has put up a fight. And Esther having this magical penguin and this dude that can bring back guys from the dead pretty much means that I'm never going to get killed that often. Now, that being said, the AI in this game is terrible, and they make a lot of really stupid decisions. They make it so you have to jump in and take over control of your other party members pretty often. Now that's fine. There's nothing really wrong with that, but it does make some of the tougher bosses or some of the stronger mobs a little more difficult. I don't have... There's nothing new. Oh, there is. Yeah, okay. So this is the bounty board. This is where you get your side quests to... Really? Again? Man. I've fought this thing like 4 times. And we're gonna go... I think I'm gonna go fight this guy in order to not go too far into any story spoilers. I'm gonna do some story stuff now, but... doing some side missions might be able to do at the moment. Anyway, so yeah, this game is really easy. The only time I really had a hard time was there is a quest where you need to find 3 items, and 3 items are located all around the world. And I ended up doing it in the reverse order. I did the hardest, then the medium, then the easiest, just because I wanted to change the scenery, so I went to the most drastic change in scenery available. And that was genuinely hard, but I still got through it. So this is Calphelia, Your Majesty, the Queen of Al-Memon. So, I mean, characters in this game, they're endearing. There's nobody that I dislike in this game. It's been doing a really good job of connecting, you know, the player to how you understand what they feel. And granted, the main characters are children, so nothing is really all that crazy, or you don't really have to worry about their...
I present to you the holy wood.
Make your dick jokes here. I mean, it never gets all that overwhelming, and it's pretty easy to follow, and it never really makes you second guess, and I've been able to kind of predict story beats before they happen, but it almost doesn't matter because the characters are so quaint, and they rub me the right way, and like, there's nobody that I find annoying. And considering the main character is like a 10-year-old boy, and with a sidekick who is extraordinarily Welsh, the fact that it doesn't annoy me says a lot. The translation and localization in this game is really good. There are some really interesting allusions to other video games in it. They did a really bang-up job. The voice acting is kind of here and there. I mean, again, it's the issue of child voice actors versus non-child voice actors, and, you know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But for the most part, it's okay. There's some really good voice acting in this game, and there's some kind of weak voice acting in this game, and unfortunately, like, some of the main characters are a little bit on the weak side. But, you know, you take it as it comes, and for the most part, it's fine. And, see this guy? Do I have any belief? Oh, I do. So this guy needed some belief because he didn't believe that something was happening or something. So I'm going to give him some belief from my locket of emotions. And then that will be a side quest. Finished. And then it will give me some stuff for breeding. Familiars. So let me show you how that stuff works. It works. The side quests work a little different from how you would normally play RPGs, and it gives you still an incentive to do them. But so basically, as you do side quests, you get reward stamps. So you can see stamps down at the bottom of the card there, and you fill up these merit cards. Like they're sort of like subway cards. How, you know, you go to a Subway or you go to like a sandwich place, and every time you get a sandwich, they stamp your card, and once you get 10, you get a free sandwich or something like that. It's kind of the same way, only in this one you get perks. And the perks, you know, they start off pretty, you know, easy. It's like you can run a little faster on the world map, and you get some better stuff from getting like random search points. The ones that I've gotten recently are really good. It's get more experience. Yeah, items cost a little bit less, and probably like 2% less. Not that much, but, you know, still every little bit helps. And yeah, enemies drop more loot. It works. It's nice. But you want to get all of these because it makes earning more stuff. It makes that end game pot that you have at the end of when you're getting ready to go into that last end game situation, and you want to like challenge the hardest mobs and stuff like that. It makes your pot just that much bigger, so you can have more money and more items, and you can, you know, survive a little bit longer. It's interesting, and it sort of makes you want to do these a little bit more than I've seen in other games, especially since, for the most part, you just kind of come across them. There's so many. It never feels like you really have to go out of your way to come across them. You're always going to get a certain number of them, which is really nice. There's a new one right here. Let's see what this guy wants. It looks like he is low on love. So we're gonna give this dude some love. Give heart. And we're gonna give him some love. Things that makes the world go round. Somebody on this localization team knows what's up. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So now he's all healed, and we're gonna get some money and some stuff, and we're gonna get some stamps, and those stamps are gonna fill up my card, and now I have another card to use. But I need 3 before I can do anything of worth, so let's get out of here. So let's go hunt a boss. Let's go do some monster hunting. So I'm gonna look at my map here. The worlds are generally pretty big. And this game, like I said, this game is really pretty easy. However, if you stray from the path it wants you to take, it will do unspeakable things in order to tell you that you need to go back the way you came. Like, the only times where I really died in this game were when I was in areas where I clearly shouldn't have been, or when I was messing around with underleveled familiars. But there are some times where they will put up like level 2 or level 3 mobs right next to the level 1 mobs, and it's up to you to sort of tell where you need to be, and if you don't, you get messed up. So yeah, like Blue Dragon actually is probably the best thing I can attribute this to. Every mob you can see before they come, and if you are too high of a level and they see you, they will run away from you. I think that's really cool. I wish this game sort of did the Blue Dragon thing where you can just hit a button and like the ring comes out around you and then you can fight everything in the ring. Because there's been a few times where I've been surrounded by enemies, and rather than like reloading to the world map every time, I would have much rather just fight them all in progression. But, you know, que sera. Alright, so let's see. Oh. Is he not here? Where is he? Hold on. Let's check our, am I getting... Yet another monster is going to put a stop to... Well, he's here somewhere. Maybe he's in a place that I haven't been yet. Alright, oh, let's go through this. This is a pretty cool area, actually. So this is Old Smoky. This is the volcano level. It's, you know, pretty standard for a volcano level. It's just really pretty. The Ghibli art style goes a long way to take, you know, your normal video game tropes and make them really aesthetically pleasing. There's nothing...
We can do this!
Plot-wise, there's nothing amazing that this game does different from anything else. But, I'm gonna mess everything up here, because I am way over level for this area. But, yeah, there's nothing amazing that this game does plot-wise, or at least it hasn't yet, but other than just tell kind of a solid, you know, story meant for sort of younger kids. Or, you know, I guess people that still have whimsy in their hearts would like this game. I still like this game. I don't know how much whimsy I have left in my heart, but it's been a pretty interesting run through. Oh, I'm not finding it. Come on. Let's see. Where am I? Not there. Normally, side mission mobs will show up on your map, and he might be in an area that I haven't been in yet. But I think there's only one area where I haven't been that wouldn't show up on the map, and that's where the boss of this place originally was. So we'll go there real quick and see where he's hanging out.
Watch this!
Oh, get that. Come on. So that, getting those... So, alright, one caveat that I don't really like about the combat system is that in order to do your quote-unquote limit break move, you have to hit opponents with their polar opposite, and then randomly a gold, I forget what they're called, like a gold token will sort of float out of them, just like what happened there. This is right, yeah. And once it floats out, this is right, yeah. Yeah, there's an area that I didn't go to. Okay. And once it floats out, you get it, and that's what activates your limit break. So it's completely random. You can't use strategy to sort of time it out and... See, I would have just... Let's fight both of those guys. It's fine. But you can't use limit breaks in your general strategy. They're just like sort of lucky things that happen once in a while, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, in this game, it feels like the best strategy you can do is just set up a really good combo system with like your top 3, and or use like, because the AI has to control what familiars are being used by your secondary guys. You can try to do some secondary strategy, but oftentimes it won't. You got a drop on me. It won't work immediately. You sort of, the way that I attribute it is that it's sort of like oops, no, come on. It's sort of like attributing chaos onto the field. Your guys will do whatever they want. I don't need one. Your guys will do whatever they want, and you sort of adjust yourself to what they're doing, and in doing so, you create the biggest possible combo that you can make. That being said, it's nothing that you can really plan for, but at the same time, you don't have to plan for it all that often. It's nothing that is... Ooh, chest. Chest. You don't plan for it, it just sort of happens, and you get used to it. It's just how the combat works. It's not bad, it's just different. But yeah, overall, I've sort of liked it. The only... one thing that kind of annoyed me, and it was sort of, it seems like, it hasn't happened since it happened, but when enemies have area of effect attacks, they can do them en masse, which is really annoying because it stops your momentum. And... Was that on the chest? No. Oh, get away from me. And it's just annoying. It's not really all that bad. It's like, I don't know. Okay. Last time I came here, there was fire spewing from these walls. But yeah, it just stops your momentum, which can sort of hinder the amount of damage you can do, which for stronger mobs can be really devastating. But at the same time, it hasn't since, or is it, just. It hasn't happened since that time, so maybe it was just an isolated incident. Cup of coffee. I could use a cup of coffee. Oh my god. I came here after lifting, and so I'm kind of tired, hungry.
Here goes nothing.
Itchy tasty. Okay. So my dude, and like another thing, I understand why they did this, but it's sort of a bummer. Weapons and shields and badges and medals, accessories, like weapons and accessories, they don't show up on your mobs. The mobs always look the same. So right now my dude has a fire sword, because I just came out of a ice world, or an ice continent, and I never took it off, but it's fine. Oh, actually it's not fine. Ooh, I need to change. Ooh. Alright. That... I need to change my stuff. I just realized I'm about to fight a giant ice dude. Who has my ice? Oh, she has my ice thing. Yeah. Oh man, that's a big hit. That's okay. And then for now, I will give her my fire sword. She might be able to keep that too. We'll see what the next town has. Blah blah blah. But where was I? So yeah, like I said, my guy, the little guy that I've been using my mighty, had a fire sword. It doesn't look like anything. It just looks like a normal sword. Which is kind of a bummer. But at the same time, there's 400 guys to model all that stuff. Probably would have been a nightmare. So I'm not really that mad at him, but it would have been cool, maybe for Ni No Kuni 2. Why am I? What am I doing? We're in a fire area. We should be using ice weapons. Because ice is weak to fire. So yeah, like Pokemon, this game has an alignment system. It's, you know, fire, ice, wind, lightning, and then planet, moon, sun, and star. And I've been playing this game for 25 hours. I don't know what beats what other than the elemental stuff. I kind of wish they hadn't done that. Because when you change it, granted, you have to learn it, and there's some good ways to learn it. Once we kill this guy, I'll show you the giant tome that came with this game. But it's been I can't keep that thing in my head, you know. I know what natural elemental alignments are. I don't know what your crazy thing that you made for this game is. I just can't. I can't put more of that stuff in my head. Like, even in Pokemon, like, Ghost and Psychic was a weird thing for me for the longest time. Because that doesn't make no sense. Why would... I mean, I guess, but not really. I don't know. Yeah, so we never came to this area before, because it was a cutscene. And yes, we will save progress, because this thing should be here, and it's probably going to be a pain in the butt. Though nothing has really been that big of a pain in the butt in this game thus far, so... Let's see. Where? Anything? No? Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. It's shining. Don't start be shining. Shining, shining. Be shining, shining. Alright. So this should be hard. Oh. Huh. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna need some magic. Switch to my magic dude. But no, not defend. No, not defend. This could be rough. This might be out of my pay grade. We'll see. No, not bad. It wasn't too bad. All out defense for the moment until Swain can get the crap up. Oh, come out. Alright, what's Puss Boo's got? What's the game doing? I'm getting pretty decent damage with... We might be alright. Alright, keep attacking. Alright, now pull back. I'm going to use a cheeseburger. Dude, what is Swain doing? And that's sort of the big problem that I have with this game. Like, the AI is really bad. Like, as you're seeing there, he just wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there. Good. This one this might be all up to me. Let's go back. Let's heal up. And, oh, she's after me. boots back in. See, yeah, it's like right now, the only thing that Esther is doing is, well, it was healing herself, but she already had full health. So, yeah, it's kind of bad. She's doing, oops, okay, pull back. Doing good damage with the magic. With, Frostine. Come on. Oh, move.
Where was it?
Okay, good. So yeah, and so that means like bringing guys back from the dead. If you are concentrating on offense, you can't really pull away long enough to effectively manage your health. Like I feel like you always have to focus on whoever you're controlling at the moment. Heal. I should just heal. Why am I? Keep running. Granted, this is a cool combat system. I really love the ability to Okay, move. Okay. I really love the ability to move, and I love the fact that position makes a difference in your attacks and defense. But at the same time, man, I wish you could have better control over everything. Yeah, we got this. But again, what is Swain doing right now? Okay, Swain's got the... That's... Lemur's really good. I'm just keeping her pinned down, making it so she can't do any attacks. Because my Puss in Boots doesn't have great defense, but it attacks really fast and can cancel most charge-up attacks, which is why it's like, yeah, you slaughter everything. You just don't give them the chance to use any specials. So that wasn't too bad. Could have been easier if my AI guys were doing what they needed to stay alive, but whatever. So that was good. And better complete. And we're done here. Alright, so what else can I show off of this game that's really good? I don't know if we're gonna get any... Is there a thing up here? No, that's it. I don't know if we're gonna get any cutscenes. I would really love to show a cutscene, but I don't think we're gonna actually get any. The beginning of this game is really front-loaded with a lot of cutscenes, a lot of Studio Ghibli animated cutscenes, but as I've been playing, there have been less and less, and to the point where even now it doesn't feel like we're really getting all that much. All right, let's move on in the story a little bit farther, and I might call it there. Again, it's these 60-hour RPGs are really hard to sort of. So this, or one thing I can say about this game is that this game doesn't adhere to the Shakespearean rules of drama, which is hook 'em at the beginning. This game is a very slow initial burn. One of the slowest burns that I've experienced, period. It's probably a good 8 hours before the game stops holding your hand. And even then, it's from like hour 8 to 12, it's very... They keep things light. They don't want to overwhelm the player, which is kind of annoying. What does Grandma have? I have confidence. So I don't need that. We'll go cash in this this bounty that we got. And I think that should be enough for a new card, and I can cash in my card stuff. Those are a lot of stamps. That's a lot of money. Cool. And claim merit award, so I'm going to get this, which collects any glims that... Glims are the things that activate the limit break, but glims that remain at the end of the battle, which is useful because it gives you back more health at the end of each battle. Again, this game is pretty easy. It's not the most difficult thing in the world. But let's move on with the story a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful game. It really is. Everything's modeled very, very nicely. And like, there's a lot. The people are unique. Just the people on the street. There's not a whole lot of overlap. It's kind of really interesting. What does this guy want? What does this cat want? What's up, cat? This cat wants some courage. No, this cat wants some confidence. So let's give this cat some confidence. We gave that cat some confidence. And now he will be happy for his tug-of-war game. So it's a lot of this. I find it is a lot of this. You do... Ooh, new alchemy formula. You do this stuff, and granted, I haven't figured out where you get formulas at all. I only have 4? There are 4 for stuff that you need anyway. It's weird. I don't know. No, but I have to... Yeah. But it's a lot of that. It's a lot of going around to towns and seeing where the flashing bulbs are on your map and talking to them and seeing what they have, and if you need it, they'll give it to you, and if they need it, you can give it to them. So this guy has excess love, and we are going to take his love and put it in our jar, and we're going to give that love to somebody else. And it's a lot of things like that. Now, granted, there's enough different things in order to keep things interesting, but it's a lot of that. It's like, finish a major quest. There are new missions everywhere, and usually it's going to be like 5 or 10 of those broken heart quests. And somebody really? They, dare I say, they sometimes kill the momentum of the plot with stuff like that. This soldier needs some courage. We have courage. We will give him courage. And like I said, it's a lot of this. For as often as you're doing it, I kind of really wish they made this whole process a lot faster. Because it always takes that long. And granted, it doesn't take forever. It takes, less than 30 seconds. But it should take like 5. Because you do it so often. Where do... Oh, we got split. Okay. Alright. And again, let's see what this girl has. She has love. No, she has belief. We will take your belief. No one would wait for their husband for 2 years at this point. 2 years, didn't hear of anything? That's shady. Suspect. It's unshakable faith, but... And part of me kind of wished that this game really did do that. Like, the idea of this game is that you're going around and you're saving people who have had their hearts broken for whatever reason, usually by the evil Jin DGNN Shadar. And you're going around and you're trying to help people where you can. However, I always kind of wish that there would be, come across like some more interesting social drama revolving, the dutiful wife who's been waiting for her husband who's been away for years doing his hero shit, but I'm going to take her confidence. But, in the end, he was just cheating on her. I don't think I've seen... Like, not many games do that. Nier did that. And it was... Well, no, it was a pain-in-the-ass side mission. But at the same time, it was interesting because, narratively, it was cool. You don't see that all that often. The biggest problem that Nier has is that everything... Let's go to Weapon Shop. Everything that it does is annoying. But the story's really good. Well, the story's really good until the end. Man, I should do one of these on Nier. Holy crap. That game is schizophrenic. But, I don't know. I would have to do, like, a spoiler... Oh. Okay, so yeah, I mean... So again, this is sort of padding the plot a little bit, but, this is not a terrible idea. Hello? Yeah. Can I go? What? Oh, yes I can. Okay. Or, wait, what? No, I'm confused. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, what was I saying? Talking about playing is hard. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, this is whimsical as shit. Alright, so, oh no... Anymore? Okay, well, actually, this is something that I can show off, and this is something that the game does pretty well. So, probably one of the core mechanics of this game is that, you know, you're in this magical world of whimsy, but you can switch back and forth between your real world of Japanese Indiana in 1959. So we need to go to Japanese Indiana. Oops. And basically everybody from both worlds are linked together, so if you influence somebody in one world, you can influence them in the other. So you'll get there'll be a lot of times where you need to go and into one world, help somebody over here, and then that, you know, softens up their heart on the other side, so you can get them to help you, and this, that, and the other thing. And so we're doing that now. Apparently we need to find Phil, who is your best friend in the real world, because apparently he is soulmates with a mouse. That's weird. But yeah, this game, I feel like this is what Japan thinks that Midwestern Americana is. That's not spoilers, that happens like 2 seconds into the game. Oh, alright, we got a boss fight. Oh crap, I didn't save. Alright. Usually you have to fight a nightmare, but nightmares can be kind of a pain in the ass. We'll see how this goes. Void of ambition. Hey, guess what? I think the last emotion is ambition. So, we'll beat this boss, and we'll call it there. But, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting... That's something that this game does a lot, too. If you do decide to play this game, save often. I've just stumbled into a ton of boss fights with no indication that it's actually gonna be a boss fight. I'm gonna go with Scoots. Oh no, he's got this. Oh. So yeah, so the nightmares, when you hit them, they put out these little balls of defense. Let's evade. Yeah, got it. And it makes them so basically you can't position yourself where you need to. I just did evade, which basically means if he attacks you while you are evading, it will negate all damage, which is super nice. I need to back up. But they're dead again. See? Ugh. And this is what happened during the last Nightmare one. The AI just doesn't do enough to keep itself alive. Oh, that's a ton of damage. Oh, I might have to go I might have to go grind for the first time. Crap. Wow, he does a ton of damage. So, close enough for that? Okay. Get back out there. I wonder if Ill Will is it just like bumping up its like physical attack. Stop. Oh, stopped. Nice.
Now's your chance.
No, not smoke bomb. Oh, fuck. No, I just wanted to keep hitting it. What? Attack, 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 attack. Daka, daka. Oh, yeah! Go get that. That's exactly what I needed. I don't know what that did, but keep hitting. I've never actually gotten the Pussy Boots' messing them up, though. Okay, back up. Okay, I'm gonna use Provision. I have something that repairs both that I never used. It's time to use it. Fully restores. Yeah. Great Sage Secret. Yep. I think I can make more of that too. Okay. Using items takes forever, so you want to sort of be sparing on it. Alright, wait, and now. So that won't do any damage. Alright. And, wow. Oh! Back up. That was terrible. Man, stop it. Alright, and because this dude's being a doucher, let's do Ward, which is defense up. Okay. Let's do this. Alright, that's a little bit more magical. Wow. Not that much more magical. Man. I'm gonna get poisoned, but that's fine. This is the first hard boss fight, probably in the entire game. I'm surprised. Back up! I am genuinely surprised by... Oh no! He got me! What a douche. Okay, so... Up until this point, I can clearly say that the game has been extraordinarily easy. This must be the difficulty ramp that everybody's talking about. This is the first time I've had any sort of major trouble with a major boss. So, yeah, there you go. Alright, well, let's cut it here. Talking about playing hard, Ni No Kuni. I like it. I think it's worth it. Good luck trying to find it, but you can download it from PSN. It is a 22 gigabyte download, but it is $5 off buying it in stores. So if you have a few hours, maybe you can set up the download overnight and just go to bed, and when you wake up the next morning, be ready. But I like it. I think it's good. It is whimsical, and it is aiming a little young, but I think there's something to enjoy here. So, that's it. Talking about playing is hard. See you next time.